Hi everyone, Doug here. Welcome back to yet another board game channel and yet another go at Vengeful Impulses, a scenario in Mansions of Madness 2nd edition. I think we are just going to accuse Bruce of being the murderer. Just all the little bits of, well, a few little bits of information point towards him. The father mention in the cultist handbook or journal, whatever it was, just seems a little too damning. So Akachi, who is in the same space as Bruce, is going to, and we don't need to use an action for it. Another reason I'm thinking of him is because he's in the room with the mysterious tome that everybody thinks is absolutely the best thing in the world and could have very powerful implications. So, here goes. Hoping I'm not wrong, and just end the game. Accuse of murder. Oh, it is an action. Okay. Actually, hold on. Before we do that, I'm going to take a peek at all our bits of evidence. Oh, Carvey has a journal that we can read. That could give us some... So who has that? That is... Wendy. Wendy has that. Okay, we're going to start with Wendy then. And we're going to read Carvey's journal. Filled with his writings, perhaps it will help in your investigation. Read. Carvey has clearly been dabbling in things not meant for him. You find he has recorded the practice of rituals and notated several spells, one of which you believe could be useful in your work. Again, the rack spell. You wonder what information is in the rest of his journal entries. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to give Wendy a rack spell. The words of the incantation cause intense racking pains to tear at your enemy's body. And that can do potentially 5 damage, so that's a pretty good spell. Now, does that mean as another action I can examine it again? Yes. Okay, just going to read another one. Thomas Carvey's entries reveal further occult practices and gatherings. He mentions the name of the other guests, and it appears they each consider themselves neophytes in an order that pursues knowledge. The journal details several awful practices that required Carvey and his friends to sacrifice a human being. Though Carvey notes the squeamishness of his companions, he at least appeared to look forward to the next ritual. He writes of a promise of power and the ability to travel to unknown planes. Well, I wonder if there even is a murderer. In an entry dated recently, Thomas Carvey mentions that he now fears his fellow novices. Okay. He speaks of justice and of vengeance and how to appeal to a power greater than mortals to protect his interests. Though he does not go into detail, he notes that some ritual was successful, and he now knows that even if the worst should come to pass, his murderer will pay tenfold. Gained 2 clues. And another couple of clues for Wendy. Now has 8 clues. This is crazy. There is still more reading to be done, but it would take another action. So, Wendy is done. Fortunately, now that she is done, she gets to lose the dazed status. She can now use clues. Let's see. Should I have somebody else grab that book so they can read it more? Because this is good stuff from the journal. No, not going to get there in time. Yeah, Amanda could move and trade and get the old journal, but she wouldn't then have a chance to do anything. So, yes, we're going to move on to Akachi. We are going to accuse Bruce of being the murderer. Accuse. The ghost of Thomas Carvey appears behind Bruce Darcy and passes one faint hand through the murderer's heart. With a solemn nod, the ghost confirms your suspicions. I wondered how we would know, but there we go. Bruce Darcy scowls and loses much of his nervous energy. It does not matter, he sneers. This is merely a setback. Discard Bruce from the board, then spawn a thrall as indicated. I will go grab a thrall and be right back. Well, I'm having a heck of a time getting the miniature to stick in the base, so we are just going to use this, which is fine. I mean, it's got lovely artwork and everything. There's a thrall. Let's see, it's a person with a great big scary arm. With control of this body passed to a greater power, the will of this creature is as alien and terrifying as its form has become. That Bruce is now a thrall. What happens next? I was promised ultimate knowledge. You will not stand in my way now. The murderer produces a silver key and makes a strange gesture. A moment later, an otherworldly portal appears in the hall. The gate is open. As soon as I have cleaned up loose ends here, I can take what was promised to me. And we're going to spawn another thrall. So we're going to grab another one of these. And the app has us tell the difference between them by putting the red, if I could find the red, there it is. Just going to put the red rune on it so we can tell which ones we are dealing with. Oh good, another monstrous person steps from the rift. Spawn a thrall as indicated. I think we're in trouble. This one is distinguished by the green rune. Okay, that was it. Good. There is a shriek and cries for help from around the house. The others scramble to cover and protect themselves. Discard all person tokens from the board. Oh, I assume that means the help as well. Alright, everybody else just says nope, 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 nope. Ah, okay, that is that. Now that was just Akachi's first action. Akachi can now... well, she can fight. She could cast, she does have a wither spell that she can cast on the thrall right there with her. If we have a look at the thrall, that's the unmarked one. Oh boy, 19 health. Are they all? Okay, the other ones only have 6. Okay, he's just 19 because he's the boss one. The others are not so bad at 6 each. And maybe if we kill the Bruce thrall, the others will just go away. All right. So yes, we're going to attack. Attack big guy. We are attacking with a spell. A shock runs down your arms as you form the words for the incantation. Test will. We need 2 success. She does have a will of 5. And she didn't quite do it, but she does have 6 clues. Yeah, it's time to start burning through the clues. Giving her the required 2 success. If you pass, You channel the sensation and guide it toward your enemy. The monster suffers damage equal to the spell's damage, which, yes, is 2. Then flip the spell you attacked with. The spell writhes in your mind like a living thing, lashing out at random around you. Suffer 1 face-down damage, then discard this card and gain another Wither spell. There's Wither, so she's going to take... It was face down. Yes. Face down, it's okay. So far it's her only physical damage. It's the only physical damage anybody has. Oh, no, I forgot. Wendy has 1. I'm mostly worried about Wendy because she's close to going insane. Ah, yes. And then we will grab another Wither spell. Right. That is that. So that does leave Amanda, who I guess is going to charge in and join in the attack. So, first action is going to be moving. 1, 2, where she will attack. She has the 25 automatic. Yeah, that's all she has at the moment. So, again, the big guy attacking with a firearm. Seeing movement in the corner of your eye, you spin, draw, and shoot from the hip. Go, Amanda. We're going to test her observation. We need 2 successes. She has an observation of 4. And she got 2 success. If you pass, you catch an opponent sneaking up on you. I'm not sure how it's sneaking up, but the monster suffers damage equal to the weapon's damage, which is another 2. Continue. That, unfortunately, is everybody's actions. Yeah, Wendy's already gone. However, it's kind of worth it for Wendy to go because she got herself a nice strong rack spell, which we're going to have to use. Okay, so yeah, we'll just go into the Mythos phase then. Okay, Mythos phase. Here we go. In the distance, you hear sudden screams and howls of rage. The sound is gone as soon as it begins. This Mythos event affects the investigator with the lowest will in the space with the most investigators. Okay, well, we do have 2 investigators in that square. So, between, Amanda's got 4 and Akachi has 5, so it's going to affect Amanda with 4 will. Your vision tints red, and a powerful anger courses through you. Suffer 2 horror, which we can negate with a will -1. Boy, we're only going to roll 3. And yeah, 2. She blocked it. Good. Oh, good, because for each horror we had suffered, we would have hurt Akachi for 1 damage. Alright, the Thrall moves up to 2 spaces to be within range of as many investigators as possible. He doesn't need to. He's in a space with 2. Then it attacks the investigator within range who has suffered the most horror. So, well, it's a tie. Yeah, Amanda's got 3 horror, as does Akachi. So we're going to choose Akachi because she does have 1 extra sanity, which hopefully will help things. The monster attacks. The Thrall speaks to you in gentle tones. I doubt that. Meeting your gaze squarely, but you see its lips do not move. test lore, and we need 3 successes. Her lore is 4. Ooh. Nope. And even if we used a clue, it would not be enough. So we're not going to use a clue. If you fail, you try to block your ears, drawing blood with your frantic attempts. Suffer 2 face-down damage and become mesmerized. Alright, so we're going to grab 2 face down. She's at 3 damage now out of 6. She is mesmerized. At the end of your turn, an alien will takes control. Flip this card, okay? But not till the end of her turn. Yeah. The red thrall moves 2 spaces towards the nearest investigator. Well, that is, it is a tie. It doesn't say within range, so it's just, so there are 2 there and 1 there. I've already got 1 in this space. Let's have it move towards Wendy, who's going to have to confront something eventually. Then it attacks the investigator in its space with the lowest agility. Oh, okay, she was the best choice anyway because she's got 5 agility. The thrall cocks its head as if listening to an unheard command, then suddenly charges at you. Test agility, and we need 2 successes. And she got 3. If you pass, you narrowly avoid the creature. Now the green one moves up to 2 spaces to be within range of as many investigators as possible. Now just going to be 1 space because it's now within range of 2 of us, right there. Then it attacks the investigator within range who has suffered the most horror. Again, we have another tie. I think I'm going to have to have him go after Amanda this time because Akachi is in bad enough shape as it is, being mesmerized and all. So this is going after Amanda. Oh, it's the same thing. Speaks to you in gentle tones, meeting your gaze squarely. See its lips do not move. We are testing lore and need 3 successes. Her lore is 4, so that's the same as Akachi was. Okay, we need 3. Hey, she actually got 3 without even having to use any clues. If you pass, you strengthen your mind against the alien influence. Now we have to do horror checks against the monster within range with the highest horror rating for each investigator. So, let us see. Well, obviously this one is going to be doing a horror effect against Wendy, so that's the red one. Resolve a horror check. Confirm. You realize that your thoughts and plans can be overheard by something beyond. Suffer 1 horror. Just straight out. Then if you're mesmerized, discard 2 clues. That's not an issue. But yeah, we're going to get a face-up horror. Nyctophobia. You are not afraid of the darkness, exactly, but you are afraid of what the darkness might be concealing. Keep face up. Whenever you end your turn in a space with darkness, suffer 1 face-down horror. Well, we've only got darkness in the office hidden. We have no reason to go that way. Now, horror rating on, well, they're all the same critter. It's going to be 2. So yeah, I'm going to choose the green one to resolve the horror check for, just in case he's a little bit weaker. You feel your own flesh crawl and tear as the thrall lifts 1 grotesquely mutated limb overhead. Suffer 1 face-down damage and 2 horror, negating with with Will. So let's do Amanda first. Her will is 4. I'm trying to block 3 bits of hurting. She did 2. Let us... Well, you know what? Let's save the clues. She can afford to take a face-down damage. She has no damage at all right now, so we'll let Amanda take 1 face down. So she still has 5 clues. Might want the clues for attacking purposes. And then the same thing is going to affect Kachi. Her will is 5. And she did not do very well there. Now, unfortunately, she has quite a lot. She's got 3 horror and 3 damage right now. So I'm going to go ahead and use 3 of her 5 clues to block it all. I just don't want her getting any more if we can avoid it. So 1, 2, 3 clues go away. I can pick them up. So 3 of Akachi's clues are gone. But she didn't take any damage or horror. That will be the end of the Mythos phase then. Alright, it's time for us to decide how to do some attacks. Okay, I'm going to start with Wendy. She has a nice, strong rack spell that does up to 5. The only problem is she is currently squeamish, which means whenever she performs an attack action, she's got to flip a horror face up. I may, well, if I get rid of this critter, I could use the whiskey to get rid of some horror. Yeah, let's just see how it goes first. Alright, Wendy attacking the red thrall with her rack spell. You struggle to pronounce the blasphemous phrase, arcane words twisting your tongue. I'm going to test her lore, and she needs 2 success. She's only got 3 lore. Double check. Oh wait, she has the ritual dagger on her, which allows her to roll an additional die when casting a spell. So she's actually got 4 dice. Yeah, so. And we need 2 to be successful, and she got 3. If you pass, some primordial instinct guides your speech. The monster suffers damage equal to the spell's damage, plus your test result. Oh. The spell is 5, the test result was 3. That's definitely enough to get 6. Are you sure you want to discard this monster? Oh yeah. Alright. Good on Wendy. She took 1 down. We do need to... I'll flip the horror after. First of all, we've got to see what happens when her rack spell. Your enemy's tormented screams sound almost human. You and each other investigator within range suffer 1 face-down horror. Lovely. Then discard this card and gain another rack spell. Let's do that before I forget. Yeah, we're just gonna, yeah, a random one from the bottom there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is going to be 7 horror for her. That's face down. Now, unfortunately, as she is squeamish, we need to flip one of these. Paranoia. You find yourself imagining all the ways your friends could hurt you. Whenever you end your turn within range of another investigator, flip 1 horror face up. Well, fortunately, she is not within range of anybody because the doors block range. She does have 1 more action. I think what we're going to do is we're going to down the whiskey. Action, discard up to 2 face down horror, because she is at 7 out of 8 horror before she goes insane. Then flip the card. Well, we will first get rid of one of these. And then her whiskey bottle. You smash the bottle. It is crude, but it will make a good enough weapon if you get into trouble. Treat this card as a bladed weapon with an attack of 1. She probably won't be using that, though, because she's still got this awesome spell. Okay, that is Wendy. That was a little rough, given her squeamishness. That's unfortunate. So, yeah, next up, we've got to do either Amanda or Akachi, who are going to try to deal with the big guy. Okay, I'm just going to start with Amanda, who is going to attack the fella in the space with us with her 25 automatic. So we're going to choose the big fella and attack with a firearm. You bluff going to reload, and your foe takes the chance to charge. You fire quickly at the off-balance figure. Agility test, 2 successes needed. She's only got an agility of 3. But I see the automatic does let us change a spyglass result into a success on the roll if we want to. Won't do us any good though, because she got 1 success and 2 complete failures. If you fail, you begin firing, but you do not manage to get manage a clean shot. Well, she's just going to try again. Closing one eye, you sight along the barrel and train your weapon on the opponent. We're going to do the same thing. Test her agility, and we need 2 successes. And she got 3 successes there. If you pass, you hear the thunder of your gun and see your foe stagger as the bullet strikes home. The monster suffers damage equal to the weapon's damage, which is only 2, but hey, every little bit. Alright, so now Akachi, worried about this mesmerize that's going to kick in shortly, but we'll see. She is going to use her Wither spell. So we're going to attack the big old thrall with a spell. Under pressure, you struggle with your arcane knowledge, attempting to recall the appropriate words and gestures to shape the magic. Lore check, 2 successes necessary. Her lore is 4. Absolute failure. If you fail, your awkward sequence of sounds and movements amount to nothing. Then flip the Wither. For a moment, you see yourself in the face of your victim. Suffer 1 face down horror. Then grab another Wither. At least it's face down. And she's now down to 4 health. So shuffle and grab another copy from the bottom. And try it again. See if we can make this happen. Attack with a spell. As you chant the words of the incantation, you trace mystic sigils on the ground at your feet, attempting to meld the power of both thaumaturgy and evocation simultaneously. $10 word sentence. So we are going to be testing lore again, and we want 2 successes. One success, 2 spyglasses. I'm going to spend one of her clues, leaving her with 1. If you pass, your hybrid magic is shockingly powerful. The monster suffers damage equal to the spell's damage, plus your test result. So that's going to be a total of 4. 2 for the spell, and 2 for the test results. And then We're going to flip the Wither spell over again. You see the spell ripple and spread from where it hits your target. You suffer 1 face-down damage, and the monster suffers 1 additional damage. Okay. It's too bad about taking that damage, but it's kind of worth it. Because we've now done 11 damage to Bruce the Thrall, and he's got 19 HP. Now, I have no idea what this kind of effect is going to do. This is new with the expansion. At the end of your turn, an alien will takes control. Flip this card. These things are so heavy, they are weighing you down. You must get rid of them immediately. Suffer 1 face-down horror unless you drop an item, then discard this card. Well, the only item she's actually got is the Scribe's Journal, which causes her not to discard clues unless she wants to. And that's her innate ability. So I think we can safely lose that. Oh, and I forgot to grab another copy of the Wither spell for Akachi. Alright. That is everyone. We are now going to go into our next mythos phase. Alright, next mythos. The lights flicker and then go out. Place darkness in each space in the kitchen, storage, and hall 2. Okay, kitchen, storage. That. And I suspect it affects the kitchen as well. It's the same tile. And hall 2. Which doesn't quite catch up to our nyctophobic Wendy. This mythos event affects each investigator in a space containing darkness. Okay, no effect. Not quite. Okay, the big thrall, Bruce, moves 2 spaces towards the nearest investigator. Doesn't matter, it doesn't need to move. Then it attacks the investigator in the space with the highest strength. Well, they both have 3 strength, so I'm going to let Amanda take this because she has suffered rather less damage than Akachi has. So Bruce the Thrall attacking Amanda Sharp. The Thrall stares intently into your eyes and your mind is overtaken by a great fury. I'm going to test her will of 4, and we need 2 success. And she got 2. If you pass, you look away from the creature's gaze, but a strange feeling lingers. Suffer 1 face-down horror. Okay. Continue. The green one moves 2 spaces towards the nearest investigator. I think it means it'll actually move into the space. Then it attacks the investigator in the space who has suffered the most damage. That will be Akachi, who has taken 4, compared to Amanda's 1. The Thrall promises you knowledge of how to heal your wounds and gain true strength. Lore test with 2 successes required. That's going to be rolling 4. Only got 1. Well, she can't afford to take any more damage, really. So we're going to spend her last clue to make that successful. If you pass, you understand that the promises of knowledge come with a price and reject the offer. Now, yeah, Amanda and Akachi are going to have to do another horror check. Yeah. And again, we'll choose the green fella to do it. The Thrall shouts out secrets that you thought were safely locked within your own mind. Will check 3 success necessary. Will, Amanda has 4 will. And she got 3 successes. Good. Akachi has 5 will and no more clues. But she got 3 successes. Yes. If you pass, as they both did, you are relieved to find that the thrall is shouting nonsense. And that will conclude the Mythos phase. Alright. Next turn. Okay. I just need to keep hammering on Bruce. He's got 8 hit points left. Even though it's going to cause her to flip her horror sometimes, Wendy is still our best bet for attacking because her rack spell does 5. So for her first action, I'm going to have her move in here and join the party. Everything is just chaos in here. And for her second action, she will attack the thrall with her rack spell. You try to sound your way through the alien words. You want lore, which is only 3. We need 2 successes. Oh, that was a complete waste. Okay, so much for Wendy's turn. Oh, well, let's go to Amanda, and she's going to continue shooting at Bruce. So we will attack with her 25 automatic. Right, once again, you bluff going to reload, and your foe takes a chance to charge. Fire quickly at the off-balance figure. Her agility, and we need 2. Her agility's only 3. If only we could trade stuff without having to evade the monsters. Oh well. Oh, she did get the required 2. If you pass, your feint works, and the shots stop your foe dead in its tracks. The monster suffers damage equal to the weapon's damage, so that is 2. Alright, second go. With a firearm again. You take aim at the figure's legs. It does have legs. Hoping to slow its advance. We are going to do agility of 3, needing 2 success. And yeah, she managed to do it. If you pass, one of your shots pierces the foot, and another the calf. The monster suffers damage equal to your weapon's damage, so that will be another 1, 2. It's only got 4 hit points left. So up next is Akachi. If she can hit with both of her wither spell both times, she will have taken out Bruce. But the problem is she doesn't have any clues. So, attacking with a spell. Under pressure, you struggle with your arcane knowledge, attempting to recall the appropriate words and gestures. We will be testing her lore of 4. And we need 2. She got 2. If you pass, you manage to make sense of the information floating around in your mind. And with impeccable form, you conjure the power you desire. The monster suffers damage equal to the spell's damage, that's 1, 2, plus your test results, which is another 1 and 2. I'm just going to zoom out here as we do that. Are you sure you want to discard this monster? Heck yeah. An invisible force slams the murderer into the ground, and you hear the sound of Carver's bitter laughter. The investigation is complete. I'm just going to rearrange the camera so we can see the epilogue more properly. Go team. All right, continue.
The apparition of Thomas Carvey materializes at your side. Though still spectral, he more closely resembles the man he was when alive. He lashes out at the last of the killer's minions, aiding you greatly. With no remaining defenses, you subdue the murderer under the spirit's watchful eye. As you await the bliss, Carvey's spirit fades, a last smile on his ethereal face. The front door clicks open, and the first rays of dawn spill over the threshold. In the distance, you hear police cars roar up the drive.
The end. Yay! So even though we had one thrall left, it sounds like the ghost of Carvey decided to finish that one off for us. Thank you, Thomas. Although, really, a lot of this is your own damn fault for dabbling in the occult anyway. This is what happens when you form a cult. Nothing good. Anyway, yeah, we actually won. I kind of like that. It was a change of pace with a lot of actual investigating rather than the rather common just running around screaming for our lives trying to find stuff. We actually had a chance to explore beforehand. Got lucky on a couple of things. The fact that Amanda kept getting all the puzzles, which she just sailed through, so that was fortunate. Still have a surprising amount of clues, except for Akachi, who is all out. Wendy still had 2, 4, 6, 8 clues left, and Amanda had 5. Yeah. Wendy almost went insane, but not quite. So yeah, I think that went pretty well. Oh, thanks very much everybody for watching. Thanks for subscribing to the channel and liking the videos, both on YouTube and Board Game Geek. It's very much appreciated. So I will see you next time when I start yet another board game playthrough. So long.